And here we go. Digital Adele back with another Digital Adele Hoops Beyond the Backboard podcast for you with my co-host, Matt Hanifan. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. There's like a half foot of snow outside right now. That happened
Nice.
overnight and throughout the day. It kind of sucks. It's supposed to like snow at least like 9, 10 inches today.
Jeez. That
So
sucks.
that dealing with that and driving through that hasn't been fun. But other than that, everything's been good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. And I want to welcome the audience into the draft circle. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Me and Matt are going to jump right into it because we have a jam packed show today. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to start off with our usual, the latest OnSI segment. And so, what I wrote about most recently was Adam Silver and his team has proposed the most preposterous idea. Maybe you've seen it on Twitter, all the social media outlets that I've ever heard of. And as a draft channel, I feel attacked. Personally, I feel like he attacked me. So if you haven't heard, and you've been living under a social media rock, he's proposing if teams don't stop tanking because it's messing up his relationship with the betting community, he's going to eliminate the NBA draft entirely and make rookies free agents. How do you feel about that idea, Matt?
It's a stupid idea. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. People don't have any forward thinking when it comes to this. Like, yeah, people want to get rid of tanking, even though the teams who do tank, the fan bases of those respective teams don't actually care that they tank, and they actually root for them to tank,
Right.
because of the lottery process. And I think maybe the best solution is getting rid of the lottery altogether. But getting rid of the draft entirely, it doesn't make any sense because it's just gonna it's super top heavy. It's gonna be you're gonna have most of these top draft picks most likely signing with these best teams like the Knicks, like the Celtics, like the Lakers, all these big market franchises, and all of the top 4 or 5 seeds in the East, West, whatever you want to call it. Like most of these top players, you can assume are going to sign with these teams for however, let's say 5 million, 10 million, whatever the case is. Like
Right.
there's going to be, the Wizards and the Kings, for example, aren't going to get anyone. And
No.
it's just like you're going to have to create a system to where, okay, these teams can sign a max amount of, let's say 3 rookies. And it's
Right.
going to have to be like, you're going to have to bracket it like 10 million, 4 million, 2 million, whatever, however you want to do it each year. So at least some of these rookies will sign with whomever. But at the same
Right.
time, it's like, yeah, not all these teams are going to have enough roster spots to sign X amount of rookies. But like, if I'm the number one pick, let's say I'm Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Well, I want to sign with the Celtics because, I'm from Maine. Well,
Right. What's going to
why
stop
would,
him from doing that?
yeah, there's going to be nothing stopping him from doing that. Or like maybe he wants to go to the Lakers and play with LeBron or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I
it's,
wrote this article on SI, on Sports Illustrated's website, about exactly that. In fact, this model has been done before. It's such a bad idea. It was done in the NFL in a way because the NFL, there was no slotted contracts. Literally, the first pick in the draft would be a quarterback, and he'd be like, I want $80 million back when that was a lot of money.
yeah.
And they had to give it to him. And it was an unproven commodity. And then that franchise was set back for a decade because it was Jamarcus Russell, and he sucked, and he was out of the league in 3 years. You know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
this happens in baseball with international free agency. They're like each team has, I mean, I don't know what like the cap is, but like every
Right.
single team has an international free agency pool.
Right.
And these teams go and scout these players, when they're, God knows what, 15, 16 years old, maybe even younger than that. And then they eventually sign them to these lucrative deals. Well, you don't see, I mean, no offense to your team. The Pittsburgh Pirates aren't getting any of these top international free agents. They're all going to the Yankees
Just
or the
stick
Red
the
Sox
knife in deeper, Matt Hannafin. Just
but
stick the
like that's
knife in,
just
man.
but since these teams, like these big market franchises,
Right.
have these kinds of pools, and they have access to this money, like they go to the Mets, they go to all these other like big market teams, and it's like you rarely see teams like the Detroit Tigers, for example, or the Cleveland
Yeah.
Guardians, or
Right.
like all these smaller market teams get these prime international free agents. Like it might
I
happen
agree.
it might happen once in a blue moon, but like if they eliminate the draft, it's just gonna wipe that away
There's going to be no
altogether.
parity. They want parity, and it's going to
Yeah.
eliminate parity.
And here's my biggest question that I haven't seen. I've seen it brought up a couple of times. What are they going to do with trades?
100%.
Like, what are they going to do with all of these teams have built up this draft equity over the last several years. Like,
Right.
Oklahoma City is the best example. Obviously, Houston, some of these other teams, Memphis with this most recent deadline with, the Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane trade. You're just going to wipe away those picks? Like, how does that work? Like,
how would they get compensated? Because they traded away an asset to get back assets.
Yeah. And so it's like, one, what happens with that? And two, like, what happens with future trades? Like, you're going to be trading like future rookie cap salary or something? Like, how is that going to work? And obviously, what's the value of that relative to draft picks in the modern day? Like, I don't think anyone's thought about this. And it's just like,
well, the other thing it does.
Make sense.
It eliminates the 24/7, 365 news cycle of NBA draft fandom. There are websites created around the NBA draft. There's podcasts like this one created around the NBA draft. Yeah. There's a whole ecosystem of free marketing that they have because of the NBA draft that would literally just disappear. They'd be hurting their own brand to eliminate the NBA draft. It's a terrible idea. It's actually one of the worst ideas I've ever seen.
So bad. But it's like, could you imagine like every single year or something like that where it's just like, AJ DeBonson, man, such a fun prospect, but you know who he's a fan of?
The LA Lakers.
He's a fan. He's been open, like he's a fan of the Celtics.
Oh, he is a fan of the Celtics. Okay.
And so it's like, we know where he's signing.
We know where he's going, right?
Yeah,
and the agents are going to be even more influential. They're going to get hooked into these kids when they're in high school, and they're going to be like, "You're going to the Lakers."
Yeah.
From high school, they're going to predetermine where they're going to go. They're going to have deals in place. Like, it's going to be a madhouse. It'll be the Wild Wild West. It's a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
People want to get rid of tanking, but yet they want to introduce a solution that will have more unintended consequences than tanking.
Absolutely.
Because again, tanking is a problem. It happens in the NBA more than it does any other sport. Like, yeah, there's teams that bottom out in the NFL and Major League Baseball and NHL and whatnot. But it's the biggest problems in the NBA because of the lottery and how it's structured, and the top 14 teams have a chance with the frozen ping pong ball or the frozen envelope, whatever you want to call it. And so it's like it's a problem because it's like if you're in the play-in, for example, and it's just like actually maybe I kind of do want to go to the lottery, and you might tank those games or whatever the case is. Like there's reasons why teams do this. The fan bases of those teams do not care.
Right.
You think the Jazz fan base cares that they're tanking? No. You think the Wizards?
Because they've been terrible.
Maybe the Wizards a little bit, but like the Kings. Like, do you really think the Kings at this point, with an older DeMar DeRozan, exactly, do you think they care that they're tanking? No, they want to get the number 1 pick. Like, or at least maybe.
And that's where the fans of the Miami Heat, they've been saying that all season, right? The fans of the Miami Heat have been calling for the Heat to tank all season. It's not the fans who are going to be upset about the product that they're watching, because they know there's no other way for them to get top talent. Now, Ryan, a great friend of the show, always watching, says they just need to figure out an effective way to decrease lottery odds for a team if found to be sitting healthy players. Now, that's an interesting idea.
Yes.
You lose ping pong balls for instances of you sitting healthy players. I like that idea. Creative, Ryan. I like it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would be the way to do it. Not, have $500,
just abolish the draft lottery.
Like the Jazz getting fined $500K is just a slap on the wrist.
Right. That's actually reminds me. That's like the amounts that like Ron Artest and all those guys that got fined for like the Malice in the Palace.
Yeah. Well, $500K to them back then was probably
it was a lot more harmful for sure.
Yeah, to these $1 billion.
And don't say back then like it's old, because now you're making me feel really old.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 decades ago. Like,
oh my God, Matt, stop!
But no, yeah, getting rid of the draft it's
a dumb idea.
it's dumb. Like there's just way too many negatives. Like if you're a fan of like a big market franchise, it's great.
Right. Because you'll have a dynasty for decades.
Yeah, and like there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it's like if you're actually trying to get, if you're trying to benefit the league,
all the other fans will hate you, like the New York Yankees
or Dodgers.
I was actually just trying to poke at you, Matt.
Yeah, well, listen, today it's the Dodgers, and there's a reason
today
why there's
is
the
the
lockout in 11 months.
Thanks, Magic Johnson. But anyway, what about you, Matt? What have you been working on around SI before we get to my big board, which is all over the place?
Here, let me pull this up. I came unprepared. How do you?
Oh, don't worry about it. We can move on. It's fine. Find Matt Hanifan. He writes about the Orlando Magic on SI.
No, I have one that's pulled up.
All right, sweet.
So, I mean, it's the All-Star break. One of the things I wrote recently was a column about how all eyes are on Paulo Banchero. The Orlando Magic post All-Star break. The Magic are 28-25, 29 games left in the season. It's important 29 games because they're, game and a half back of Philly, a couple games back of Toronto.
Yeah.
And so it's like they need to get out of the play-in, or at least you would hope that they should be wanting to get out of the play-in.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like the matchups of like the Eastern Conference, what it will look like come playoff time. Like, yeah, you want to get out of the play-in. You don't want to be in that scenario. And now that they're getting healthy, a player who, again, we've talked about before, has played below expectation this season is Paulo.
Yeah, for sure.
And so now that Suggs is back healthy, now that Franz is back healthy, having, they're going to have to gel at some point. Like they're going to have to gel, over these final 29 games, God willing, they stay healthy. But regardless, all eyes are going to be on Paulo and how he plays because he doesn't dictate a lot, but like when he wants to, he can be dominant. And that's what we've talked about on here plenty of times before. And that just hasn't always been the case.
When he realizes he's a big human being and goes to the basket and doesn't stand at the 3-point line. For sure.
Or settle.
Or settle.
Jumpers.
Ryan says the next problem with getting rid of the draft, picks are the only thing teams fear losing. The union won't allow for cap space to be taken away. So without picks, there are no consequences.
Yep.
It's another good point, Ryan. Absolutely. You are correct. Are you ready to see my big board and what a mess it has become?
Well, okay, let me ask you this before we start this. When did you last update it?
Yesterday.
Okay. Did you just update the top of it or all of it?
I just started moving people around to where I thought they should be. And it became a nightmare. Became a nightmare, let me tell you.
Not a very specific, but...
Well, I moved around some players in my top 5. I had some players that weren't in our original top 30 and moved them up. I moved some players down. There's a lot of movement, Matt. I'm telling you, it's a mess.
It's a very rough draft.
I'm like Pepe Sylvia from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm my big board and I got lines and it's a conspiracy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's peek at this. This is going to be interesting.
I updated mine over the weekend too.
Did you? All right. Yeah. So you'll notice something very interesting in the top 5. Something very, very interesting. What do you see?
Acuff and Wilson are above Boozer.
Yeah. Acuff and Wilson are above Boozer, and I put Acuff above Wilson. And I love Wilson. I think Acuff's that special. I think he's the best processor of information in the class. Sure. I think he's the best accuracy passing point guard in the class. And I think he's the better 3-level scorer out of all the point guards in the entire class. At all 3 levels. 3-point shooting, mid-range, and at the rim. He does all of it better than anybody else. Now, at the rim, you could say Mikey Brown Jr. has potential to be better because he has more size. You could say Kingston Flemings might be better finisher at the rim because he's quicker and he's more athletic. Those are all possibilities. But I think when you combine all 3 and you're looking at all 3 things, I think he's the best 3-level scorer out of all the point guards. And I think I think he's going to be one of those guys that is going to be leading a franchise for decades. I think he's that good.
Okay.
You still with me? You in shock?
No. I mean, I disagree with it, but I'm not
I like it. I like the disagreement. Talk to me about it.
Well, I just think Boozer's better than 3 of the guys above him.
Here's my thought on Boozer. I think Boozer's very, very good, and he's a phenomenal college basketball player. I also think that he's never going to be the best player on a championship team, and that's no slight to him.
We talked about that, yeah.
Right. And again, unless he's Tim Duncan, I don't see it happening. He's a good three-point shooter for his size relative to his position. I haven't looked up the percentages yet.
I want to say it's the high 30s. Let me look.
Yeah, I thought it was somewhere in like the mid 30s to high 30s, somewhere in there. He's got a good touch around the basket when he creates space using that big frame. He's a good passer, and I think passing may be his best offensive skill.
39.4% on 3.8 attempts per game.
Very, very good. That's very, very good. Very, very
good. In ACC play, it's 45% on 3.5 attempts.
Yeah. So the attempts have gone down in ACC play.
Slightly, yeah. It's 3.8 to 3.6.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, it's roughly the same amount. Not exactly, but no, it's still good. Still very, very good. So he's a very, very good player. When you look at somebody like Derek Queen, hold on, we got a comment. We got a comment while I'm in the middle of my diatribe. Ryan again comes in. Is Bam a good comp for Boozer? No. No.
That's like, I'm going to be writing an article, which I don't usually write anything related to the Orlando Magic. Somebody put out there on the internet, one of these draft gurus, that he's Paulo Banchero.
No.
How do you feel about that, Matt?
He's not.
He's not. No.
The only commonality is like their size, and
they play completely different. Yeah, like their style of game is completely different.
Cam is much more intuitive on both ends than than Paulo, respectfully.
Yeah, and it's not like Paulo, and not only is he more like have a better feel for the game, it's just they're different styles of play. Like Boozer's not taking people off the dribble and getting to the rack. Like
he can. He's done that plenty of times this year.
All right, so we're going to talk
maybe
about
at the next
that.
level.
There's levels to this stuff. There's levels to this stuff. Boozer at this level will make a move and go straight, and he'll get to the rim. He's not crossing people over and getting to the rim. It's not happening. He's not out there at the top of the key. Not as much as
Paulo is.
Yeah, he's not at the top of the key, fluidly handling the ball left and right, being able to dribble. He's not that type of player. He can get in triple threat and go around a guy, sure. That's a different style of play. That's not how Paulo plays. Boozer's very technical, triple threat, which is good. I love fundamentals, but this is why I keep going back to, like, if he's not Tim Duncan, it's not going to work. Where he's so efficient, not just at the three-point line, but around the rim and in the mid-range, he's never going to be the best player on a championship team. That's where I keep going back to. And on the defensive end, he's not very good defensively either. He's okay.
He's not a good rim protector.
No, not at all. He's going to have to be
one thing.
He's going to have to learn position, being positionally sound, being vertical, using his bulk down low to take charges and just make it. That's just obstruct.
If there's a one big knock I have is he's not the rim protector. But like he's very good at like navigating players in the post defensively and like creating deflections and steals in that way. Right. I still think he's good at like using his strength. Like he doesn't get separated from much. And it's hard for players to like go into him. Like
he's very
in the
big.
Sense that like he's hard to move.
Yeah.
And he can guard Like probably going to be just two positions, two, three positions at best
Right.
at the next level. Like the foot speed also isn't great, but like
No.
I don't need him to guard guards
Right.
really.
And like kind of that's the Caleb Wilson trick. Like he's going to be
Yeah.
able to be switchable at the next level. I'm a little concerned about Darren Peterson. I'm a little concerned from the competitiveness standpoint, where in that game against Iowa State, he looked defeated. I know the coach pulled him, and he kind of was like sitting on the bench drinking his water and his Gatorade. But I did not like how he competed against that high-level defense. Like, his handles are good, but when he was getting blitzed and trapped and three bodies were shown at him, like, he kind of didn't know what the answer was. Like, Kingston Fleming's different type of player. He found answers against that Iowa State defense.
Yeah.
Like, he's very, very good against ball pressure. But that's the same thing with Acuff, and that's why I keep going back and forth with those two guys. You can't trap Acuff. You just can't do it. I saw in the last Arkansas game.
I don't think you can trap either.
No, you can't trap Flemings either. No,
Yeah.
you cannot. You cannot. But this is why I say I keep going back and forth between them, because you cannot trap them. And the reason why I give it to Acuff, I think Acuff's the better passer and facilitator, like maestro of the game.
Yeah.
The one thing I saw, it was so funny. Acuff had his back turned, and somebody just inbounded to him real quick. Like, they didn't set up a press breaker or nothing. His back was turned. He was like 1 foot away from the inbound line, and they just threw it into him. He gets the ball and just feels this trap. Like, looks, and he just felt it. Immediately knew where the ball needed to go to get it out of that pressure. He didn't know it was coming. He couldn't see it because his back was completely turned. You just cannot trap him. He's such a high-level processor.
Yeah.
There was just nothing you could do. But so I still have the Bonsa number 2. He's a freak. People are going to overthink the Bonsa. They're going to overthink it till the cows come home, and I think that's a mistake. Like, he is going to be a dynamite scorer at the next level, and he's going to be good defensively eventually.
Yeah.
Mikey Brown, I'm actually still really high on Mikey Brown. I do still have some questions about his ability against the tougher defenses, but to be the size that he is as a point guard and that type of scoring ability and ball handling ability, I think it's just too high to pass up on. And I think people are too low on Cam Carr and Tonde Yesufu. I think premium wings in the league that we have in the NBA, where you need the ability for two-way wings that can score, they can play defense, they can rebound, they can go get you buckets in one-on-one, potentially pop to be the next Ant. I'm not saying they are, but I'm just trying to give people an example. I think you can't pass up on a premium wing like that. For like a Koa Pete, for example, who I like Koa Pete, but I can't pass up on a high-level wing for a guy like that. And I actually put Keaton Wagler at more as a wing than a point guard, like a shooting guard type guy. And so I moved up Keaton Wagler as well. What do you think about this section of my board?
I think when I updated mine, I think I have Mikey 11 or 12. I don't mind the rest of it.
Okay.
I think I have Phylon higher than Wagler right now.
I get it. I like Phylon a lot.
I don't have my big board pulled up.
I like Phylon a lot. The thing that the reason why I put Keaton above him is because of the 3-point shooting prowess.
Yeah. And
he's just an unbelievable 3-point shooter and the size. But I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, I don't really have any qualms.
Okay. And I love the word qualms, by the way. Chris Sinak. I've had internal debates about putting Sinak above Koa Pete. Ryan, he's got another one. Sounds like he's from the land of misfits in reference to, but it's funny. Brighton Berries, I don't think is getting enough love. I
think he has been lately. He's been
lately. Yeah, that's true.
He's been on a tear lately.
Well, he's been so good even before that, though.
Well,
He's an
yeah, outside of
amazing
like the
player,
first
dude.
like what 6 or 7 games,
Right.
it's been
He's
unbelievable.
been outstanding. I'm a little worried about Christian Anderson's size at the next level. Same thing with
Yeah,
Okori, except I think Okori is the better all around scorer. I think Christian Anderson's like probably one of the best 3-point shooters, period, in the class.
yeah,
But I think Okori overall, I think his ability to handle, I think he's even though he's small, he's strong.
yeah.
I think he's got a little bit more in his bag than Anderson. So I've been contemplating moving Okori up as well.
Yeah, see, the reason why I had Anderson so low when we did this, we talked about it before, but um was just the size.
Yeah,
Like
he's so
he's just
small.
he's so much fun to watch, and he's like such a good college player, but like I
Right.
just worry about the size. I worry
Yeah.
about the size because he's what 6'1.5" maybe without shoes. 6'1",
Right.
like,
He's tiny.
and he's just not very strong. Like, and he's a below the rim
not.
athlete. Like, it'd be one thing if like he was like dunking on dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, but it's not one of those. It's not one of
No.
those things. Like
He's actually a lot like Toppin. He's going to be a great college player, but how does that translate to the NBA?
Oh, well, one of those players actually has gotten better. No.
All right. Let me ask you this because I bypassed it and I forgot to ask you. I'm strongly considering putting Chris Sinak above Koa Pete.
I don't have Chris there yet. Actually, hold on. Let me look because I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about
updated
moving
this
him
like
up.
2 days ago.
I'm thinking about flip flopping him, putting Chris at 12.
I've had that same thought. I actually do have Chris above Koa.
Ooh, look at you.
I forgot I did that. This is like terrible memory. It's been a long day.
I heard that.
But I mean, I've flipped. I actually have flip flopped them a couple of times.
Yeah.
I love the motor. I mean, I think both have great motors. I think Koa, excellent hands. I think he's more athletic than people give him credit for. Him defensively is something that I think like can be very good at the next level. Same with Chris. But Chris is also like, yeah, he's gonna need to improve the shooting touch for sure. But he's shown way more flashes as like a potential floor spacer
Oh, for sure.
than Koa has, and I think that to me is the separator.
Right.
Because I mean, Koa is much stronger. Chris is very strong.
Chris is strong too, and he's got the length. Like his wingspan is crazy.
But like Koa is just like he's built like a mountain.
Well, he comes from a family of linemen. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the son of an offensive lineman. Like he's built like a Mack truck, but he'll yam on dudes. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I flip flopped them a few different times.
He's definitely more athletic than Sinak. Sinak is more long and rangy, but he's not nearly as athletic as Koa Pete, I don't think.
Yeah, it's close.
It's definitely
I'd probably
close.
give it to Koa though, in terms of the athleticism.
What do you think about Gumba? I have Gumba pretty high.
I like him. He's also kind of a weird evaluation for me currently. I think I have him pretty high too. I have him 18.
Okay.
The rebounding, he's still like super raw.
Right.
Offensively.
Oh, he's so raw. Yeah.
But I think like the finishing around the rim is very good. I think him defensively is like, I think he's getting better and better.
He's
still kind of in a role where it's like he doesn't really like. I kind of wish he would not force the issues the way he's in a secondary role, tertiary role, whatever you want to call it. Kind of similar to Malawash last year,
right?
Where it was like the numbers don't do enough justice for him. Athletically, though, I don't think he's all that great compared to like Senak, for example,
or like Badunga. I think Badunga's more athletic than Gumba.
I think there's going to be some struggles with him athletically at the next level.
Yeah.
foot speed, second jump, um, his just raw ability to explode off the ground.
Right.
So I do have questions there. Not that it's not that I think he's going to be bad. I think he's going to be like a quality center.
Right.
He's just very raw, and I think it's going to take time.
Stable the Great, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe. He says, what are your thoughts on AJ? We covered AJ earlier. AJ is a phenomenal prospect.
Yeah.
Phenomenal prospect. I think a lot of people are overthinking it with AJ DeBonsta. He has a poise for a young player to just get to his spots, and he just knows how to get to his spots and raise up and score. And not to mention the insane freakish athleticism and wingspan that he has. Like, he's an outstanding player. And his handles, this is the caveat, if he continues to work on them, are only going to get better. Because his handles right now are pretty loose for playing at the next level. He needs to tighten that up. But that's all going to depend on him and his work ethic at the next level. I was also thinking about moving Fury Badunga up. I'm really high on Badunga.
Me too.
I think he's grown by leaps and bounds offensively, and defensively, he's switchable. He's a monster down low. He'll block shots. He'll rebound. You can't move that guy. I think I'm moving Fury Badunga up, man. I really like him.
I like him a lot too.
Every time he plays, I go, Bazinga. I'm kidding. Badunga. Same exact way as Sheldon would say Bazinga. Steinbeck, I've moved way down from what people think he should be. And I think it's more what is in this draft class compared to him specifically. Because I like him. I think he fits a role, and I think he's a nice prospect. But I don't think he has the upside as a lot of the other guys. Like a Nate Ament, for example. Like I was really disappointed in Nate to start the season, and he's really started to turn the corner offensively and be assertive offensively. Now, the athleticism issues still remain. The contact averse nature still remains. But that type of offensive upside, I just can't see teams or myself passing up on. What are your thoughts about Nate Ament?
No, I'm right there with you. It's been a big improvement over the last handful of games or so. 6 games, 7 games from him.
Absolutely.
I still think he's going to have to get stronger. I still think
for sure
he's going to have to become a little bit more consistent with everything that he does. Defensively, like, I think he'll be okay. It'll just take time.
Not good. It's not good.
Yeah, I think for him, I just want to see him be a little bit more consistent. He's getting to his spots easier now. Than he was, early in the season. I think that's why one of the reasons why he struggled a lot was like, yeah, you try to like go through dudes and he just didn't have the physical strength
right
to go through them. And now I think he's gotten better at finding those angles and finding those creases, and he's taking advantage of that more.
That's what I've found, that he's getting to his spots where he can rise up and shoot over the top.
Yeah. Right.
Malik Thomas has been really interesting for me because he's so talented offensively. He just doesn't really play defense. He's got the tools. He's got the wingspan, the length, quick twitch. But he's going to have somebody where they either bring him off the bench to be the microwave guy, or he's going to have to be the main guy. There's no in between.
Yeah, he's more of I think he's going back to college next year player.
Yeah. Oh, him and Jordan Smith? Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, let's see if he transfers.
Yeah, true. Maybe. And then I started rounding out, and this is the big one everybody on Twitter has been getting mad at me about. I put Billy Richmond at the bottom of the first round because here's my thing with Billy Richmond. Billy
He's not
Richmond,
that far off from it, even if you disagree with it.
Billy Richmond at 6'6", 205 pounds, right? For a wing, to be one of the best point of attack defenders in all of college basketball, if not the best. Plus all the hustle stuff he does. He plays up, guards bigger positions, and he's a nightmare in the open court finishing. He knows how to play the game. He makes very timely cuts, and when he cuts, he's going to the rim with bad intentions. You need a guy like that on your team. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. I'm not saying he's going to be, one of the best wings in the league, but he's a guy that makes you better and you can get him at the bottom of the first round. I can't see teams passing up on him. And as much as I love Pettiford for a 6-foot point guard, it's all offense. You know what I'm saying?
Billy's a jump shot away.
And his jump shot's been improving. It's not great.
It's still,
but if you could stick him in the corner and he hits corner threes for you, you'll take it. How much did that jump shot change PJ Tucker's career? Completely changed his career. Just a corner three ball. I know we're in a different era, but still.
Teams were also playing 4-on-5 with PJ, and that hurt their offense.
But if you told people you could go back and get PJ Tucker at the bottom of the first, they would do it every single time.
Yeah, after that first Toronto stint, though.
Right. That's because he had to find the three ball. He didn't even have the three ball at that point. Emmanuel Sharp. This is the last guy we'll talk about before we get off here. I think people are really underrating how good Emmanuel Sharp is.
Guess who has him as a first rounder?
Hey, Matt Hanifan knows ball because I was going to move him up into the first round myself.
He's like 30.
That's where he was going to go. He was going to take Dash Daniels' spot. And I haven't scouted Dash yet, guys. Haven't viewed 1 minute of his tape. So all the Dash Daniels disciples, message me on Twitter. We can argue about it. But yeah, Emmanuel Sharp is such a good player, man. Houston's loaded. This is the other thing, Matt. This is why I give Darius Acuff the edge. As much as I love Billy Richmond and Malik Thomas for what they do individually, I think Houston has such a good roster that it makes Fleming's life so much easier than Acuff's. That Acuff has so much responsibility that he is just running the show. That's what I think personally. But that's it for us today, guys. Matt, tell the people where they can find you, follow you, and get more of your work.
You can find me at NPH_824_ on Twitter. You can find me at hothouthoops.com, vendettasportsmedia.com, mountainwestconnection.com, and Orlando Magic on SI. And
you can find me, Digital Adel, anywhere social media is found. On Instagram, we put a lot of videos on there, digital_Adel. You can find our work. We are writers for Sports Illustrated's website on SI. I do exclusively draft content. Matt is covering the Orlando Magic. That is it